What's going on, everybody? Coming to you from somewhere that still has a house phone. This is Matt Like Now. So for today's video, I think a cool series that we could start on the channel is basically I find clothing that aren't typically part of the sense of style that I normally have, and try and go through my creative process to try and make that piece of clothing work with my sense of style. So, as you can probably guess by the title of the video, today's video is going to be on styling leather pants. To recap where these pants came from, me and some friends went to a vintage store in Ottawa called Bellwether's Vintage that specializes in more sort of loud clothing that are 1950s through like 1990s inspired, and by loud I mean they're all very colorful, they're made out of interesting materials, they have weird shapes to them, etc, etc. Like, they're just very niche clothing. We were going through what was on the racks, and a friend of mine pointed out the leather pants to me and said, "Hey, why don't you get your Carti on?" And at the time I took this as a joke, but as the weeks went on, I thought about how in my own wardrobe I really only have so many different types of pairs of pants. Like, they're pretty much all the same, different styles or colors of trousers, because in my mind at that point, pants to me were always kind of like a static sort of base to an outfit. But the more I thought about it, why not go get those leather pants and try and make something more interesting out of the clothing that I have? So here we are. For those curious, they were $95, which I think was definitely worth it. Like, I know they're a very quality piece of clothing, while at the same time I also know that I'm helping out a local business, so I felt fine buying these pants back then, and I feel great in them now. So getting into the actual outfits today, because we're looking at pants, I figured the best way to sort of go about styling them was to start with finding what shoes worked and what shoes didn't work with the pants, because then I could just go through the tops that I already have and find ones that matched accordingly. So the way I decided which shoes worked and which shoes didn't was basically conducting a litmus test, if you will. Basically, I have this very basic outfit, which is a tank top and leather pants, and if the shoes worked and looked nice with this outfit, well then I deemed them nice enough to try and figure out a more detailed outfit. So while I know that a tank top and pants might not seem like an outfit because it's so just basic, you can bet that as soon as it becomes hot, tank top season will be beginning and I will be there. So
homeboy's gonna get it.
Let's go through the shoes that did make it, which are the Doc Marten loafers, the Suey Coke Moto slides, Air Jordan 1 lows in the black toe colorway, the Air Jordan highs in the royal blue colorway, ASOS leather heels, and the Nike A Cold Wall Air Vomeros in white. So I'll get into more detail as to why these shoes worked when we actually get to the outfits, but first let's go through the shoes that didn't make the cut.
Let me in. Let me in.
The first shoes that I deemed not worthy were the New Balance 2002 Rs and the Nike Off-White Vapor Max. So these shoes are very activewear inspired, or just are activewear. I wouldn't suggest running in the Off-White Vapor Max, but that's neither here nor there. But because they are activewear inspired, they're very form-fitting to your foot, which when you pair that with the very flowy wide leg of the leather pants, your feet just look very small, and that is not energy I'm going for. I do not want any small foot energy. So that's those. Then we can move on to the Nike acronym Air Force Ones, which when you match it with the tank top and the pants, you really just kind of look like a b-boy or like a 90s white rapper.
I'm beginning to feel like a
Just no. Then we can move on to the Comme des Garçons Converse, which I know are a big meme, but I have had these forever, and for whatever reason, I still have a very fond likingness to them. I don't wear them very much anymore, but I do like to still have them. That out of the way, memes aside, the black Converse with the leather pants is very punk looking, and while there's no hate on people who like punk music, I am not going to a punk concert anytime soon, so that look was just not for me. And then we can finally move on to the last pair of shoes, which are the Acne Studios Manhattan sneaker, which, while being completely opposite in what it looks like from the Vapor Max and the New Balance, it has a very similar effect, because while these are a very chunky shoe, The sole on them is slanted, which means the lateral distance of your foot along the ground is sort of shortened because you're now going upwards as opposed to just completely along the ground. And because your foot now looks shorter, with again that very drapey wide pant leg, your feet just look small, and again, no small foot energy in this video.
Team deathmatch.
Each pair of shoes is going to have one outfit for it, and that will be sort of my showcase of that shoe. And there is only exception to that in the Doc Marten loafers and the Moto slides, and that's just because I found these to be not only the most versatile, as in you could probably put these shoes with every single outfit in this video and look fine, but I also found that because they're like, those are going to be the two shoes that I wear on a day-to-day basis, I wanted to match them with day-to-day looking outfits. So for those two pairs of shoes, they have a bunch of outfits that are very similar, but they're all very basic and approachable in terms of my own sense of fashion. Second, I want to preface this video by saying that not all these outfits are quote-unquote crazy. Like, they're just me experimenting with the clothing that I already own, trying to make it work with my own sense of fashion. To get started, let's go through the more basic day-to-day outfits, which are again using the Doc Martens and the Moto slides. I deem these ones more basic because it was essentially just building on that litmus outfit, so it's not particularly going outside of the box to make these outfits. That being said, they are more casual, so the first outfit that I decided was essentially just to put a shirt or jacket over top of that tank top, which I know might not sound like it's a completely different outfit, but in my mind, I disagree. I do think it is, because even though you're just adding one new piece of clothing, the outfit now has a different silhouette. It now can be seen as more formal and more dressed looking, and it also can really let your outfit be a lot more hectic or crazy or chaotic, whatever you want to go for, based on how loud and outspoken the shirt is that you have over top is. Out of the clothing that I own, one outfit that I thought looked really good was pairing it underneath this white corduroy jacket. So this jacket is from Zara, and I feel like with the Doc Martens especially, it gives this much more formally dressed look, because again, the jacket adds the formal look and the Doc Martens do. Another example that I found that I really liked with this style of outfit was using a black Boulder shirt that I thrifted, because I really do like the all black aesthetic, but I like that it's more chill here because the shirt is oversized and I'm now matching it with the Motos instead of the Docs. To make the point in regarding to sort of just changing the top to get a whole new look, here is a look with a dress shirt, and then here's another look with a drapey sort of colorful out there shirt that I found while I was thrifting in the UK. So these two outfits I'm not super confident in, but I just wanted to show that you can get a whole new look just by changing one piece of clothing. And to further support that, if you are looking for ways to sort of reinvent your sense of style, you really don't have to go above and beyond to sort of flip your entire wardrobe on its head. All you have to do is change one little thing and you can get a whole new look. The other more casual outfit that I wanted to showcase here is using vests, which means yes, this is the vest section of the video.
This guy loves vests.
I lumped this in with the more basic outfits because all I'm really doing is replacing that tank top in the litmus outfit with a vest, but you're now getting a completely new look in terms of the vest is obviously more dressed up and formal looking than the more toned down tank top look. And so here we can start with the black vest, which I think is really cool because here you can really see how intense black is in an all black outfit, because at least in my opinion, an all black outfit is more or less a statement in itself. So here you can see that with the Docs, the outfit is much more intense and it definitely looks like I'm like going to a biker gang or like I'm cosplaying to be in the Matrix or something.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What's going on, everybody? But if I now take the Docs out and replace it with slides, the Motos, it looks a lot more casual and I'm definitely more comfortable wearing this on a day-to-day basis. Now in a similar vein, if we bring back the Docs and replace the black vest with a brown vest, we can see that even though our color scheme is still very dark, like the brown is still a very dark color, the fact that it's brown warms the whole outfit in itself, and now we have a much more casual look, again, that's less sort of intense and a statement. That concludes the more day-to-day outfits that I would wear on a typical week, for example. Now let's get into the ones that are more experimental and sort of pushing my own sense of style.
I'm Michael Jordan.
So first let's look at the outfits I made using my Jordans. So Jordans, I think regardless of your stance on them, I know they're not everyone's cup of tea because they are very trendy. And I do know that they're very bulky to some people, but I think you can't really deny the fact that Jordan 1s have definitely made a very extensive reach into fashion, and they've definitely sort of transcended so many different types of style that they're a pretty safe bet if you're looking for new shoes to put into your wardrobe. With respect to my outfits here, let's first look at my Air Jordan 1 lows, which are in the blacked out colorway and is personally one of my favorite shoes. I kind of use that idea that Jordans are a more approachable shoe and more popular to sort of try and tone down the intensity of the leather pants, because I do think the leather pants are flashy in themselves. So by matching it with that more trendy look, it brings down that intensity. Similarly, in that relaxed sort of style, the top is just a brown Carhartt t-shirt that's been tucked into the pants, and over top of that is a sage puffer by the brand Harsh and Cruel. They specialize in techwear inspired clothing. I'll get more into techwear later in the video. So while the outfit in itself I don't think is particularly attention grabbing, I do think it's very cohesive. For example, all the colors come together very nicely. None of them sort of clash with one another particularly loudly. And then also, I think it's still interesting to look at because the dimensions on the jacket are sort of exaggerated, and then the pants themselves, of course, are also very flashy, as I said earlier. However, it's still more relaxed. So I think I would use this outfit as more of a way to dress casually to somewhere that I still want to look good, if that makes sense. So this would be something I might wear to campus. This might be something I wear walking downtown, or even just something to like a house party where you still want to be dressed chill, but you still want to look good.
If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
So let's get into the next set of Jordans, which are my Air Jordan 1 highs, which are in the royal colorway. So this is the first outfit that I have some aspects that I like a lot, but I'm not 100% on the overall outfit. And the part that I'm not super in love with is the actual colorway of the Jordans. So I kept the Jordans in the video because I do think the Jordan 1 highs have a really nice shape to match the style of the pants. Just that in this case, the royal blue, I find that even though you can obviously see that the blue and black are different colors and there is some contrast there, I don't think it's a very big contrast, so I feel like the colors kind of get lost in each other and it ends up just looking a bit washed out, and I'm not a big fan of that. That being said, the aspects of the outfit that I do like a lot is this sweater with the pants. So the blue sweater is a thrifted, from what I can tell, homemade sweater that's in this oversized poncho style that I think matches the bulky look of the pants really nicely. And the contrast between the colors I like a lot, i.e. the baby blue and the black, but also I love the contrast between the knit wool with the black leather materials. So I think that's a really nice look. And underneath, I couldn't really tell if I liked the tank top underneath the sweater or the t-shirt underneath the sweater more, so I included both here in the video. The tank top is just from Old Navy, I think, and then the t-shirt is from this brand called St. Woods. It's a graphic tee, obviously you can't see that through the sweater, but I do like the way that the brand name sticks out at the neckline as opposed to just a plain white t-shirt. So that wraps up the Jordan section of the video, and we can now move on to the more interesting pairs of shoes. So first up, we have the ASOS black leather heels. This outfit is definitely the most directly Carti inspired. So if you can see the comparisons there, please do not be surprised. It's definitely going for a more dark, vampire-y look that he's sort of led the way in, although now he's kind of like a clown or something, so not a fan of that, but let's stick with the vampire. That being said, I found that the heels themselves, I really liked how they played with the leather pants and that they extended my overall silhouette, of course, by making me taller, while still the black leather on black leather is a very clean, dressed up look, I think. So because we were now more dressed up, I figure why not make the outfit a bit more formal? So I matched the pants with a white dress shirt, which is a Ralph Lauren Chaps thrifted shirt that I've gotten from Toronto. And I think because we're looking at a formal look, the collar definitely supports that. And then the long shirt that's untucked also plays on the overall heightened silhouette of the look as well. So, but now we have the problem of we have a very bright white shirt with dark black pants with dark black shoes. So we have this very contrasting color scheme. So I found that by putting a dark sweater over top, we get back to that all black look with a bit of pops of white to sort of make the outfit more interesting. And we still keep that formal look because, again, a sweater over a dress shirt is still a well-dressed look. And the sweater itself has a bit of red in the poppy design that you can see on the front. So the sweater is a Yohji Yamamoto Supreme collaboration, and I know Supreme is kind of cringe.
This is my hype beat for Supreme, Supreme, Yeezys with Supreme. The Yeezys bouncy ball, Supreme, Yeezy, have a Yeezy. I got this for retail, got Supreme, more Supreme, in Supreme. There's all my vape stuff in there.
But I love the sweater. It was my grailed last year. I fell in love with Yohji Yamamoto's knitwear stuff, but I do not have $2,000 to drop on a sweater. So this was my way of getting a more affordable Yohji Yamamoto sprinkled on sweater. So that concludes the heels section of the video, and now we can move on to the final pair of shoes, the Nike X Coldwall Air Vomeros. So these shoes are one of my favorite shoes ever, and I know they're not for everyone because they are a bit weird and I've been told they're ugly, but that doesn't change my mind. And I think that's one of the best parts about developing your own sense of fashion, is finding the pieces you love and feeling confident in them regardless of what other people think. So a Coldwall is a luxury brand that's kind of got inspiration from techwear in a lot of its clothing. So for those of you who don't know what techwear is, it's essentially, if I could describe it with 3 things, it would be waterproof, costs $1 million, and has 1 million features you're never gonna need. Basically the aesthetic behind the outfits is like modern ninja meets trying to survive the apocalypse using waterproof material. And if you think that sounds stupid, it is, and just look up techwear on Google and tell me I'm wrong. I'll be here when you get back. Techwear. No, what is this? What is that? No, what? No. It keeps going. Like, what? No, stop. No. Bruh. So this shoe, you can see, is got that techwear flair to it, because you can see that at the back of the shoe, there is this big block, which serves no actual purpose, but it looks very technically impressive. And that's honestly what I would say techwear is in a nutshell. So I don't really have a strong gravitation towards this sense of style, but that kind of makes it harder for me to match these shoes with things, because I don't wear the rest of the techwear ensemble to make a cohesive outfit using these shoes generally. But that's what this video is all about, is figuring out a way to make it work. So we now have this sort of flashier look with the leather pants, and we now have a more interesting to look at shoe with the very big block on the back. So if the bottom half is going to be very attention grabbing, that means the top also has to match that, because you got to go all the way on this. You can't be mid, or else you just look whack, and you should never ever want to be mid. That's just a fact of life. So the shoes are white, a very easy to match color. The pants are black, another very easy to match color, but they have qualities about them that are more interesting to look at. So I think the top half of the outfit should A, match that more plain color scheme, while still having more interesting dimensions to all of the clothing involved. So that brings me back to my Harsh and Cruel puffer jacket, which was in my Air Jordan 1 low outfit. And in this case, it's because A, you've got that dull sage color, so you're not really blasting the contrast of colors too much. And you're also getting a more interesting proportion, so in terms of the geometry of the look. So the jacket has very long arms relative to the waist of the jacket. And then also, it has very oversized but sort of misproportioned dimensions to all the other aspects of the jacket, which I think goes hand in hand with this more avant-garde inspired look. And so to match that kind of more high fashion vibe that I'm going for, I pulled the whole outfit together by putting underneath, again, a more plainly colored gray sweater, but it's by Acne Studios, and it has more, again, has more interesting bulky dimensions to it, and is branded along the neckline with the Acne Studios logo. And so because we're going for this high fashion look, I'm not really one to flex brands on a regular basis that much, but I do think in this case, because we want it to look more high fashion, having the actual brand name of at least one high fashion house does bring the whole outfit together. So does having the Coldwall labeling on the shoes, but it's very minor, and for those of you who wouldn't know what the shoe is, it doesn't really loudly say that this is high fashion, if that makes sense. So with that being said, I think this outfit is cohesive, and I think it is something that I would be comfortable, for example, posting on my Instagram. I just don't personally wear this style very often, so I just don't really know where I would wear it out and about. And with that outfit out of the way, that concludes my leather pants styling video. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to slowly cycle through the outfits that we went through today as I go through my outro. I just want to say I really like making these videos, and I'm really appreciative for everyone who is watching. They aren't unfortunately going to be the most consistent for a good while. I'm trying to make maybe one video every month or two, just because with my school going on and what I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing after school, etc., I don't always have time to make these because they are very time consuming and they are very mentally exhausting because it is a lot of work. But I just want to be clear, I do like making these, and I will for as long as you guys keep tuning in, and I appreciate everyone who does. So please comment, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, especially if you are feeling the Carti vibes. And thank you again for watching. It really does mean a lot. This has been Matt Like Now. Peace.